What's going on, players and haters? I shaved my face. Had nothing better to do since the quarantine stuff. So, anyways, we have a new ban list out. I was on my way to work, and I usually just play like a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh right before I go into work and log in, and there's a ban list. I haven't seen it yet, so this is gonna be a live reaction today. So I'm gonna shrink on down, and then we'll go and take a look. But prior to going and having my first reaction, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. So anyways, I'll go over what I think was going to be on the ban list. I have Ishizi right here, and I have the cards that I kind of talked about in the prior video after the KC Cup. So here's the cards right here. So I had said that Magician and Dark Illusion might be put down to 2, or Magician's Rod, and then putting Dark Magical Circle or Magician's Navigation down to 3 for Cosmic Cyclone, and then also probably touching Lumina and Shiranui Sun Saga. Those were some hits that I thought would probably be possible, and then some things that might come off the ban list would be Amazona's Swordswoman, Rose Lover, Silent Sword Slash. So yeah, here we go. Oh, and then also abilities. So I'm pretty sure that No Mortal Can Resist might get hit as well. But we'll take a look in the video, or not in the video. You guys will be taking a look in the video. We'll be taking a look at the ban list now. So here we go. I'm so excited. I haven't been able to do a live reaction because usually by the time I go and am about to put out a video, someone has already done it, and then I accidentally watch it, and there you go, live reaction ruined. So let's take a look. Here we go. So it looks like this change is going to be changes to skills will be between May 13th and 15th. So that's in like 2 to 4 days. And then May 21st will be the card changes. So let's go into the skills. So for sure, maybe No Mortal Can Resist. Oh, so it looks like Grit is here. This skill will be given a harder condition in order to reduce the ability of offensive decks to attack without using resources for defense. Okay, sounds about right. Baggy Sleeves. This skill will be given a harder activation condition as more decks are now able to special summon level 5 or higher monsters multiple times since the addition of the skill. No Mortal Can Resist. There we go. This skill consistently devastates graveyard-based strategies, so we are adding an activation condition. Transcendent Crystals. Oh my god, they're hitting they're hitting Transcendent Crystals. I'm sorry, Cristrons. This skill will be given a harder activation condition as more cards that can be activated in the graveyard have been added to the game since the addition. Heavy Starter. This skill's probability will be lowered as it currently allows players to get certain cards in their starting hand too easily. Fusion Time has been strengthened to give elemental hero decks more strategic options. What is this? Deck Master effect. We're adding an effect that lets you draw Cyber Commander so that players can strategically increase their monster's attack and effect and defense. Huh. That's weird. What's a Deck Master effect? Alright, so here we go. Here's Grit. So, if you had 4,000 or more life points at the start of the turn, your life points will not fall below 1. It works only one time. When this skill is applied, you can only special summon one monster until the end of your next turn. Okay. The skill will only activate once per duel. So, essentially, I guess this is allowing you to, let's say that you set up like a pretty weenie board, like you're going first. You don't really set up anything. You use Grit to stall you for one turn, and then you kill them on the backswing. So this is going to be a little bit harder for you to kill people on the backswing, which I think is kind of fair. I mean, if you look at stuff like Luna Lights, Heroes, DDDs, just essentially any kind of deck that can kill you in one turn very easily, like those 3 can. It's going to be a little bit harder, which is fine. I still think Grit is a viable strategy in certain decks, like Metaphys. Probably just like Metaphys. I think DDD doesn't really care, because DDD can just keep setting up. Luna Lights might still use it, because they don't necessarily bring out a bunch of things in one turn, but that's going to make quite a few people upset, I guess. But I guess, I mean, I have never really found Grit to be annoying, but I mean, I guess it's fine. Baggy Sleeves. So it says if your level 7 or higher monster is destroyed by battle, your normal draw in the next draw phase becomes 2 cards. The skill will only activate once per duel. So this thing got just annihilated. So that was a direct hit to stuff like Thunder Dragons. Super Heavy Samurai plays it. Monarchs. If you're playing Monarchs. I think it's a good change. It is kind of overpowered to draw like a bunch of cards throughout the duel. Especially in something like Super Heavy Samurai, where they have the ability to OTK you pretty easily using the Samurai and a bunch of equips. So I guess that's pretty fine. Okay, no mortal can resist. This is the one that I had said that was going to get hit. So I did say 2,000 life in my video, so you could quote me there. So they double nerfed it, so it's 2,000 less life points and Skull Servant. Or not Skull Servant, and once per duel. So there we go. So I think that's pretty fair. Now now here's the situation where you're at now, is that no mortal can resist is kind of like in that same tier as like Sealed Tombs now. So now you have to kind of decide, which is kind of handy. So you can use like, let's actually go to Sealed Tombs, because I don't remember. It's been so long since someone's used Sealed Tombs, so I don't really remember what it does. Okay. Okay, so this doesn't allow you to banish or special summon monsters from the graveyard. Okay, so this Sealed Tombs might be a little bit better versus like if there becomes a point where spell and trap cards do a lot of effects in the graveyard, then Sealed Tombs might come up, and then if not, you're probably going to play No Mortal Can Resist instead if it's like a monster heavy meta for the graveyard. So either way, like, you kind of got, it's kind of nice now because now you get to pick and choose. Although now that No Mortal Can Resist is 2,000 life, you can't just trigger it easy anymore. Well, as easy as Sealed Tombs anyways, but okay, I like the change. I think it needed a hit. I don't really play a lot of graveyard decks, but just seeing tournaments and stuff where it just blows out certain decks is like, I don't think it's okay. Once it's online, it really hurts. Especially it's really good against stuff like Crystron. Like Crystron gets devastated by No Mortal Can Resist on its own. You can play like any deck where No Mortal Can Resist and it probably will beat up on Crystron pretty easily. Alright. So Transcendent Crystals. This skill will be given a hard... Oh wait, we already read that. We're down here. So can only be used from turn 3 and onward by sending 1 to 3 cards from in your hand to the graveyard. Choose the same number of Crystal Beasts, monsters from your deck as the number of cards you sent from your hand to the graveyard and place them in your spell and trap zone. And it's once per turn, twice per duel. So they slowed it down a little bit. So like in the case of Crystron's, it's not gonna, you're still probably gonna use this ability, most likely. I would think. I'm kind of glad that it's not completely gone. I was gonna be pretty upset if it was just for Crystal Beasts. So it's not bad. There's not too many decks that really abuse Transcendent Crystals, so it's good to see that Crystons might be a little bit better now that Normal Can Resist is going to be kind of held at bay now. So there we go. Heavy starter, the skill text will remain the same. Fusion time can be used when your life points decrease by 1,000. Return one card from your hand to the deck. Add Poly from your hand from outside to your deck. And then it says, then you can add one level 4 or lower elemental hero normal monster to your hand from your graveyard. This skill can only be used once per duel. So I think this changed. I believe this was originally like 1,500 life. If I'm not mistaken, let's go to GX. We're going to go to Jaden Dookie. Let's take a look at Jaden Dookie real quick and what he says. Oops. So Jaden Yuki, he has fusion time. So it's going from 1,000, 1,500 life to 1,000. So that puts it in the range of Cosmic Cyclone, which is okay, I guess. Like, I mean, that's fine. So it makes it a little bit easier. That's nice. But I don't know if that ability is quite useful yet. I think one of the things that needs to happen for something like Fusion Time to be viable is that we need to have a larger extra deck. I think having just 6 monsters still hurts elemental heroes quite a bit. So, yeah, I think maybe having one more monster in the extra deck might make this skill really good. And I think like Master of Fusion is still a little bit better all around because it just does its thing. And you're not really running too many normal elemental hero monsters in your elemental hero deck. Most people are just playing like Blazeman, and then the rest is like Destiny Hero and Vision Hero stuff. And even Blazeman really isn't in there. That's like a budget option. Some people play like Solid Soldier, but like you're not really seeing any normal hero monsters. And maybe with that bigger extra deck, that might change. Alright. So we have Deck Master Effect, Cyber Commander. If you have Cyber Commander on your field, the attack and defense of warrior and machine type monsters you control increases by 300. In addition, instead of conducting your normal draw, you can add Cyber Commander to your hand from your deck. Okay. I don't know how that's going to work, because it just says Deck Master Effect, which I have no idea what that means, if that's like an all-around ability. Or maybe that's a new format coming on, because when I read the word Deck Master Effect, I was thinking of like Commander from Magic the Gathering, which is like a format revolved around like one giant card. So, what is Cyber? Let's look up Cyber Commander. We're going to go to here, and then we're going to get into the good stuff, which is the card changes, which I can't wait. So, sorry if you're waiting for the card stuff. So, let's go to Cyber Commander. Let's take a look. Cyber Commander. Oh, it's this guy here. Okay. So it's a deck revolving around this guy. I'm wondering if maybe that's a skill used with like I don't know. Oh, okay. So it's actually an ability. Okay. That was so weird. Why is his... Okay. I was very confused. I thought we were going to have like a new format or something for a second, but I guess not. Sure. That's actually what the skill is called. That's so weird. Okay. So now on to the cards. Here we go. Desynchro 1. Cyberstein 1. Malo 1. Okay. So desynchro, the reason why this is hit is because there's a lot of combos that involve desynchro. Actually, let's go like this. So it says we're limiting this card as using multiple copies of this card repeatedly, special summoning Fortune Lady Water enabled players to draw many times. Which it did. There's a lot of weird like FTK decks that use desynchro. They're not very good, but like there's a potential that in the future they could be really annoying. Getting FTK'd is not fun. Speaking of FTKs, which essentially is what Cyberstein does, we're Cyberstein is limited to 1, which is like, I mean, there's a deck out there that kind of locks you down. It's kind of RNG, you know, to open up the Cyberstein, and then you need 2 heal cards. I run into that deck here and there, but it does have a lot of weaknesses. It's like a 50-50 toss. So if you go first against that deck and you set up like a decent board, you could stop the Cyberstein combo, but I can see why it's getting hit, because it is kind of degenerate, you know, where you draw this card, you pretty much win the game on your first turn. So, unless you have Lava Golem, but you don't really run into too many Lava Golem decks anymore, or as far as I know. Okay, so Cyberstein, we're limiting this card as it allowed players to consistently end duels without giving their opponent a chance to fight back by special summoning several powerful fusion monsters within a turn. But they're not nerfing life cost 0. Sure. Sorry. Elemental Saber Malo. Decks that use this card have had a consistently high winning percentage over the course of many months. Therefore, we are limiting this card to prevent the metagame becoming stale. Sure, thank you, Konami. Oh! Dark Illusion got hit. I did it. I used my brain, and it worked. So this card will be limited to prevent Dark Magician decks from using other powerful cards in conjunction with this card. Thank you. I think this is a great change here, just because the whole Dark Magician deck usually ran Treach Trap Hole or Cosmic Cyclone, not Cosmic, Enemy Controller. So just by bringing that power level down a bit, like, I think Dark Magician's going to be in a good spot. It's still going to be really good. Let's see what other changes are there, because maybe something else got hit. But that's a great hit right there. Okay. Vion went back down to 2. Okay. Which is okay. Vion was off the ban list for like 1 ban list. Christian Rihan. Okay. So Christian's got hit twice on this ban list. Although No Mortal Can Resist did get hit, so there's that. Sure. Limited 3. Wow. So they hit Thunder Dragon Dark and Gold Sark. Huh. They made it limit 3. Which, not too many people are running Gold Sark, like multiple copies of Gold Sark with Thunder Dragon. Usually they're running like a Lightsworn build with it. Gold Sark is pretty nice though, because you could Gold Sark your Thunder Dragon Dark to add like any Thunder Dragon card, which was pretty OP. So pretty much it was almost like having kind of like 6 searchers, but it's okay in Dark Magician. So, Shiranui Squire. I did not expect this card to get hit. I'm okay with it, because now you can't really do Cosmic Cyclone shenanigans with this card, or Gold Sark plays, because sometimes they would run like 1 or 2 Gold Sarks just because they could. So that's a good hit too. Charge of the Light Brigade. So they pretty much dismantled Thunder Dragon, essentially, with this right here, this ban list. Alright. I mean, Thunder Dragon is pretty damn powerful. I'm not gonna lie. As more light and dark cards get added to the game, Thunder Dragon gets stronger. Alright. And nothing else. I was hoping something like Rose Lever would come off the ban list, but I guess not. What's really funny is that Vion was off for about, I want to say at least 1 or 2 ban lists, and now it went back on. So that's pretty funny. Them hitting Squire is pretty good, but I still think the deck is more than capable of dishing out a lot of damage, and the best Shiranui deck that I can think of doesn't even really run Cosmic Cyclone either. They usually do more traps than anything. So I don't know how much that's going to affect it. I would probably also put their big level 10 Synchro Monster on the limit 3 as well, just to kind of like really keep them in line. But overall I'm pretty satisfied. Even though I'm shocked with like the Crystron, and this is a weird ban right here. I don't know how to feel about this, because Malo, like, you usually just dump them in the graveyard to make Purgatrio, but you can do that with any element saber. You can turn them into fire, essentially. So yeah, that's gonna be it. I think I'll make another video on the winners and losers of this ban list, but that's gonna be it for today. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.